Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to round 11 of the Clean Away NTFA Premier League Women's Competition, where we have North Launceston facing Launceston here at York Park. North Launceston in 5th position on the ladder, 1 win and 9 losses. Launceston up in 3rd with 6 wins and a draw to go with 3 losses. So North Launceston will be looking to make a better account of themselves than last time these two teams met in competition. Launceston will be wanting to put further pressure on the top 2 teams in the league, Deloraine and South Launceston, who sit just a couple of games above them on the ladder. Adam Webster with you this afternoon as we welcome you to York Park. Last time these teams met was at Windsor Park back on the 14th of June. Launceston 17-10-112 defeated North Launceston 0 in that contest, so we'll keep a close eye on Launceston's scorebug and make sure that they can register a score as they continue in this competition. Both teams readying themselves. North Launceston were ready quite early and into their huddle quite early in this contest. Launceston took a little bit longer to get going. The reserves did go overtime, so we are starting slightly later than scheduled, but only by a couple of minutes. Good to have your company here this afternoon for the Clean Away NTFA Premier League Women's Competition as we ready ourselves to get underway. Umpire just waiting for a signal. Creswell will contest the ruck for North Launceston, and for Launceston it will be Delta Witt. We're all set to go. Witt gets a good jump at the ball, but Creswell tracks it down. Here's Witt with the follow-up effort. Shooter taps it to the back of the pack where Georgia Hill, the state representative, is waiting. Gets it across to Hayley White, and White with a nice pass to half forward. Here's Johnston for Launceston. Getting into the forward 50, over the top of Todman. Spills to the back of the pack where Todman recovers. Kicks it on the right, straight over the umpire's hat. First goal of this one, 30 seconds in to the Blues. So Jamie Todman with the first one in this contest. And a quick one too it was. North Launceston barely able to get it out of the centre circle, and Launceston took over. It was a fortuitous handball from Whitchurch across to Todman. The first goal of the day. And for Todman, her 8th goal of the season will put her in contention for about top 15 in the league. Down it goes to Witt, but a secondary stoppage will be the result as Lefebvre gets the tackle. Witt with once again a tap down, just pushes Icon off the ball, but is immediately tackled by Creswell. Both players jockey for the ball. A good hand fight on display for the ball. Creswell manages to get it out in the Icon direction. Spills to the back of the pack. Hill recovers well, is tackled, but manages to get a kick away. Tracking it down. Here is Whitney. Whitney's tackled, but manages to get a kick as well. So Launceston pretty good with the ball. Pretty wet underfoot, though, as it spills inside 50. North Launceston just fumbly inside their defensive 50. Icon tried to gather, but instead it fell to Bernacki. Bernacki manages to get it out in the direction of Groves. Tracking it down is Kemsley. She's pushed off the ball. Groves once again with a second effort. Gets it in the direction of Creswell. Back to Groves. Groves kicks it to centre wing. Out of the stretch of Nicholson. Now it falls to Lanza. Lanza tracking it down. Fumbling it is Dingjen. Dingjen manages to come away with it. Tries a bit of a torpedo punt. Lands in front of Templar, but instead Icon goes inside 50. The ball just squirts forward into a dangerous position. Here's Fox fighting along with Rossiter, who manages to get it out of the danger zone. Following up her work was Trudgeon, and it spills to Smith, who clears it outside 50 into the waiting hands of Todman, who kicked the first goal. Now Lefebvre getting in the direction of Johnston. Johnson wants a target inside 50. Spills it in the direction of Whitchurch. Whitchurch finally gets and recovers. Here's Thompson. Hayley Thompson kicks it out of bounds on the full. So it's been all Launceston so far, although North Launceston with an early inside 50 entry. Came back over their heads though, and Launceston able to move it very quickly from defensive 50 into the forward line. North Launceston with an opportunity to take over here. Was called a boundary throw-in in the end rather than on the full. It's touched off the boot, and we'll have a throw-in deep inside 50 for Launceston. Contesting this one is Lee. Spills to the back of the pack. Hurried kick away. The pressure's been intense from Launceston so far. Here's Thompson, who kicks it behind. So another score here to Launceston. It'll be Bernacki playing on and searching for Creswell. Creswell immediately interrupted by Hill. Good tackle applied here by Thompson. And we'll get a ball up. Creswell and Hill to contest. Hill with a big double tap. Now out to the back of the pack. Great tackle applied there by Todman, who kicked the first goal and earns herself a free kick right on the painted 50. It was Powell who couldn't quite handle that tackle. And a really nice kick into the pocket for Thompson. Hayley Thompson debuted in May for Launceston with an opportunity to kick her first goal of the day from about 25 metres out on a very acute angle. Thompson approaches. A bit of a helicopter in the end, and it results in another behind for Launceston. But the danger sign for the Bombers is that they haven't really been able to get it past halfway in these sorts of situations. It's lived in Launceston's forward line so far. That kick went over the head of Lefebvre. Now spills to Karras. Karras out in the Rosso direction. Rosso tracking it down. Can't quite do so before it's over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. It'll be last touch by Launceston, so we have a free kick going the way of Juanita Turner. Turner with the drop punt to centre wing, over the back of the pack. Hill tracking it down, gets it with one hand. That was clean. Big drop punt inside 50 in the direction of Whitchurch. But North Launceston's defence equal to the task so far. Nice tackle applied by Bernacki. Working through the pack is Todman. Todman's kicked one. Todman's kicked two. Jamie Todman with the first 2 goals of this contest. And that one was just a burst through the pack. As we see on the replay, North Launceston just couldn't quite lay a hand on her at all. Some really nice speed. Put on the afterburners and was able to finish Jamie Todman. Up it goes again in the middle, with this time against Ewington. Ewington follows up her own work, gets a grubbing kick to the edge of the square. Tracked down once again by Hill. Had that highlight reel goal assist in the last passage of play. Ball goes to the back of the pack where Witt is waiting. Witt, however, only finds Ewington, who spills it. Goes in the Smith direction. Now Groves for the Bombers. Handball over the top, follows up her own work. Little drop punt, only so far as Carras. Carras beats 2 and gets it to centre wing where Creswell mops it up. Handball just goes through the legs of Fox. Creswell and Carras fighting for it. Carras stands up in the tackle and he's gone. Disposed of by Ella Creswell, who kicks it right to the paint of 50. Attempted mark there by Templar. Follows up her work with a kick to centre wing. Looking for Rosso. Handball over the top now to Groves. Groves with another entry for North Launceston. There's been a free kick plucked here. And it will go to North Launceston downfield. So an opportunity for the Bombers through White. For Nicholson, that was. Kick to the pocket. And now North Launceston with their most positive play of the day and an opportunity to hit the scoreboard. Remember, they didn't hit the scoreboard last time these two teams played. Kick is to the pocket. Templar squirts one out. Now here's Groves, had a lot of it already. Hill just hit a mop up. And away go Launceston again. That one was a little bit too hot for Thompson. It does spill to Lee. Lee goes one way and then the other and then spots a target in Powell. Powell picks it up. Misses the target with the handball. And here's Hill again. Hill with the drop punt to half forward. Tracked down by Todman, who's been prolific. Todman gets it across to Johnston. Johnston from the pocket. Puts it out of bounds. So another positive foray forward for Launceston. Can't hit the scoreboard this time, but you just see the speed at which they move the ball is giving the Bombers fits. Nice patches of play here from North Launceston, getting it outside 50. Creswell with the double tap down the direction of Creswell. Cleo to Ella. Back to Cleo, who's tackled and is gone. Hill once again. Kicks it just inside 50. Spoiling it was Cashin. Now it spills to the back of the pack. Off the left, across the face. And a behind. So North Launceston with another attempt to get it outside 50. Instead, it does fall to Thompson. In the pocket is Whitney. Picking it up and having a shot on goal is Thompson, who kicks it. Hayley Thompson with Launceston's third goal of the day. At 21-0 early on. We get going again in the middle. Tap down here by Ewington. Only so far as Lefebvre. Lefebvre just kicks it off the ground. Manages to get past Cashin. Launceston again fall forward. This may indeed be a stoppage. And it is. Taylor is in the bottom of the pack. Tap across to Thompson, who handballs it directly out of bounds, and I imagine that very well be. It is a throw-in. So well past the halfway point of this first term. North Launceston with some positive entries forward, but nothing on the scoreboard yet for the Bombers. Back of the pack is Creswell. And another tackle applied, this time to Thompson. It'll be a ball up. Tap down by Ewington. Handball over the top by Taylor. Witt spins around almost in the 360, but obviously not quite enough for the umpire. Thompson with the drop punt, the middle of the floor. Here's Todman. Looking for, but not quite finding her teammate. Eichen trying to get it outside defensive 50. There was a massive falcon there to Rosso, who put her body on the line. Here's Lee finding Eichen. Hill was bearing down out in the direction of Groves. Groves goes one-on-one there with Carras, but did so illegally. And Ruby Carras has an opportunity to go inside 50 once again. She kicks it just inside 50. Here's Thompson. Two North Launceston players there, but the tackle is applied very well by Lanza. And it will be a ball up. Ball spills to Creswell. And now Bailey getting it across to centre wing, but only so far as Hayley White. Here's White over the top to a one-on-one. Rosso and Creswell fight for it. Out the back of the pack here to Thompson, who's kicked one goal today and is gone. Umpire pulling the trigger very early on the holding the ball, but very consistently for both sides. North Launceston move it forward, and now Eichen has been pretty good in this first term. Kicks it in the direction of Creswell. A nice mark. Dancing and prancing around is Fox, who's clean. Can't quite get it into the hands of a teammate though. North Launceston's pressure bearing down on North Launceston once again as we get towards the final 2 minutes of this first term. Eichen over the top. Now sharing it with Creswell. Back to Eichen, who's been pretty prolific. Kick in the direction of Groves. Can't take the mark though, but follows up her own work. Here's Creswell. Kicking it inside 50 for North Launceston. A one-on-one, and that's won by Rossiter very strongly. is Hill, who slips over, but is able to recover. Had 2 players on her. However, it falls directly to the Bombers. Here's Tudor. Just kicks it straight back to Georgia Hill, who's clearly been the best player on the ground, and what else would you expect? Falls in the direction of Johnston. Handball out the back to Thompson, who's tackled and dealt with by Dington. But illegally. So an opportunity here for a 4th goal for Launceston as we tick into the last minute of this first term. Across the face it goes and to the top of the square. Falls in the direction of Todman. Todman tries to beat 3. It's been very, very good today, but 3 might be a little bit too much even for Jamie Todman, who's kicked 2 goals already. Tapped down by Creswell. This is the back of the pack. It's all Bombers. Clears it out well, as does Brown. Right to the 50 in the direction of Tudor. And here's Hill, which is dangerous as we head down. 10 seconds remaining in this term. Spills to Witt. Witt with a strong attempt. And the ball falls right into the hands of Jamie Todman, who's kicked 2 goals already in this first term and has an opportunity for a 3rd. And does. Jamie Todman with 3 of Launceston's 4 goals in this one. They lead it by 27 points as we head into quarter time. So a 27-point margin as we see some highlights from the first term. Both coaches will have a chat. Ash Smith would be happy with his side's intent. Emma Groves for North Launceston will need to have a bit of a chat about how to take those opportunities when the Bombers find themselves inside 50. Be back in a moment. Welcome back to York Park for the second quarter between North Launceston and Launceston. It's round 11 of the Cleanaway NTFA Premier League women's competition. Launceston leading by 27 points at quarter time, 4-3 to no score. Goals in that term, there were 3 to Todman and 1 to Thompson. As we get underway in this second quarter. A bit wet underfoot at York Park today. We've seen a few scrubbing kicks and fumbles and through the legs, but less than ideal conditions, but should make for a enthralling contest through this second term with North Launceston get away. And here's Powell. He falls over in the wet. As I said, very slippery out there. Smith manages to get it for Launceston, get it inside 50. A deep entry in the Thompson direction. She goes off the ground. Ball tracked down really well by Taylor. Taylor gets it out to Dunn. Dunn from the pocket, misses. So Whitney, it'll be kicking it out from fullback for North Launceston. Giving her a fair bit of space. And then teammate Groves runs into it, but it's a bit of a scrubbing ball that lands at her feet. Instead, Groves decides that it's a business decision to take it over the line. So a ruck contest developing with Groves and Johnston. Johnston taps it to the front of the pack. Spills out here from Thompson. Thompson over to Johnston once again. Tracked down well by Lee. Ball spills to Hill. Hill dances around, gives it to Johnston. Bit too hot though. Eichen gets it out to Lee. And now Groves back to Lee. Tackled by Hill. Immediately dispossessed, but it was over the shoulder. And Lee slow to get off the ground there. Hill does tackle hard. Lee gets it outside 50 for North Launceston. Eichen tracks it down, but immediately tackled by 2 players. And a ball up. Ruck contest from Witt. Falls to the front of the pack. Creswell tackled really nicely there by Smith. Witt again. Finds a teammate. And now inside 50 again it goes. Todman's been prolific. Thompson's there too. Tackle applied, but the hot footy tackle was a little bit too late, and it's almost a worse result for the Bombers because they were almost away with 2 players ahead of the ball and no Launceston players close, but instead it's going to fall to Turner. He gets it across to Creswell. Creswell with a little left foot, only so far as her opponent. Now into the pocket, over the head of Taylor. Tracked down well by Whitney and out of bounds. Creswell, Thompson, keeps it over the top to Eichen. Hurried kick by Brenacki. Eichen. And now Turner. Can't quite get a hold of that one. The back of the pack, he's done. Done on hands and knees. Stands up in the tackle. Well held by Lee. And a ball up 25 metres out, directly in front of Launceston's goal. Creswell taps it in the Turner direction. Eichen directly to Witt. Witt to the hot spot. Whitney overruns it. Dunn is in there as well, applying the tackle. Ball spills to the back of the pack to Johnston. Now into the right forward pocket. And Pushes Lee over the line, and we'll have a ball up, a ball in. So deep into forward territory here for Launceston. Witt over the top. Todman, she's got 3. Smothered by, I think, a teammate there in the end. As Lee manages to get it out to Groves. Overlap is Dingjan. Instead, inboard to Lee. Right to the painted 50. Here's Eichen. Tackled but push in the back there from Rosso. So Eichen with a chance to go further towards the wing for North Launceston. She does that. It's over the head of Creswell though. Tracking it down was Fox. She was pushed off the ball. Close to the boundary line. Again, too hot for Fox. Here's Creswell. Overruns it. Falls in the white direction. Kicks it inboard. A bit of a fresh airy. And a scrap for the ball by Launceston. Short kick falls in the hands of Witt. She can't quite handle it though. There's Creswell again. And Giottini. Nice tackle applied there by Witt. Real game of inches at the moment as Todman picks it up. 3 goals in the first quarter for her. Over to Lefebvre. And now off the ground. And into the danger zone for Launceston. Picking it up here is Thompson. Thompson is tackled well. She almost left that behind on purpose. Taylor. And here's Todman again. Immediately tackled very strongly by Taylor. Took on the tackler. And it's Bernacki who's rewarded for her tackling effort in the defensive 50. Bernacki looking for Eichen. Can't quite find her. Groves going one-on-one. And here's Eichen bursting away. Little left footer into the centre square. Only so far as Carras. Carras in the direction of Lefebvre. Kicking it closer into goal. Here's Bernacki getting it out. And now Creswell. Too hot though for Ewington. And a push in the back. A free kick here to the Bombers. They have a chance to get it past their centre line. Ewington just straight over the top of Groves. It instead falls to Creswell. Creswell kicking it closer toward the painted 50. Fox can't quite handle that one. It's a turnover. Will fall directly to Witt. Witt can't quite handle this. Takes her time and just taps it forward and then soccers it forward. Shepherds and doesn't pick the ball up, and Rosso was immediately tackled. Be holding the ball and a free kick to the Bombers. Turnover. Here's Hill. Gets rid of the tackler. Kicks it to the painted 50. Kemsley was there. Another tackle applied. Squirts out the back in the Eichen direction. Kemsley there again. Here's Lee. Lee to Creswell. Creswell with a left-handed handball in the Groves direction. Groves dances around one opponent. Gets it forward to Cashin. Cashin held well by Templar, who's come up the ground. Shani Templar in the direction of Todman. And Todman wants to go inboard with a beautiful kick to Delta Witt. Witt just runs directly around the woman on the mark. Has a shot for goal, but it's missed. So 4-5-29. North Launceston still yet to score. Gone halfway through this second term as Bernacki kicks it out of bounds. So there'll be a throw-in. Launceston appealing for a deliberate or an infringement to be awarded, but no. Umpire says, let me ball it in. Approaching the 10-minute mark. Ruck with a decisive tap. Here's Kemsley. Off to Hill. Hill. The long, strong ball in the Todman direction. Off the ground here was Johnston. Fighting really well was Whitney. Whitney hacks it outside 50 with a long ball. Here's Hill, but there'll be a free kick. Go in the direction of Groves. Groves with the drop punt to the wing. Only so far as White, who did well. Here's Carras, immediately tackled and a ball up. So North Launceston struggling to be able to get clean ball movement and taking marks under these conditions. Carras is a recipient of a ruck tap. Now Todman manages to get it forward inside 50. Fighting for it is done. Falls to Creswell, who clears it. Here's Eichen. Best on ground for the Bombers so far and gone. Smith applied the tackle. Bit of a fresh airy, and it was enough to dislodge the ball, and that's holding the ball. Smith manages to find Groves, and we're going back the other way. Groves looks inboard. Just undercooked the kick slightly. In the direction of Keating, who couldn't take the mark. Be forgiven for not taking a mark in these conditions. Hill bursts through the pack. 250. Gets it deep inside 50. It's Lee tracking it down for the Bombers and seeing it over the line for a behind. But Georgia Hill gets a bit of space. Highlights often happen. So it's Lee who plays on from the box. Kicks it to the 50 where Creswell's waiting. However, so were three Launceston opponents, making it very, very difficult for the North Launceston ruck to get clean use. Here's Hill. Gets the handball from Rosso. Hill looking inboard to Carras. Carras with an opportunity to go inside 50 again. Almost falls into the hands of Taylor. Taylor gets it out to Dunn. Dunn rides the bump, but didn't get rid of it quickly enough. And holding the ball will be the decision to Powell. Powell has Creswell wide. Just overcooks the kick slightly, but Creswell was equal to the task. Really good effort here by Ella Creswell. Kicking it to the wing. Here's Templar trying to track it down. Almost falls to Eichen, but goes straight past her. Hill with a nice tap onto Lefebvre. To Hill, back to Lefebvre. Hot footy though. Falls to Eichen. North Launceston with some space. Can they conjure anything? No. A turnover. And a nice mark by Hayley White, who goes further afield to Smith. The field's been stretched, giving Launceston a chance to go from end to end. And here's Todman. Seen this clean end-to-end ball use from Launceston, and it continues with Witt. Todman calling for it on the way past. Witt with a small scrubbing ball out of the hands of her teammate, but still manages to get forward. Here's Johnston. Gathers. And Lefebvre tackled immediately. Lee tracks it down. Here comes Whitchurch. Trying to get to Lee. Can't quite. Rosso in there as well. Lee with several efforts. Out to Whitchurch. Will kick to the hot spot. Now to the top of the square. Danger signs for North Launceston. Johnston wants to lock it in. It will be a ball up. It's 10 metres out from the Launceston goals. Creswell with a tap. Trying to run onto it was Todman. Spills around and through. And there'll be Creswell tied up. And another ball up. Umpire will take it 5 metres away from goal. Tapping it out to Brown of the Bombers. Todman is trying to get to Lee, and now she gets to Brown, and a huge tackle applied. Jamie Todman is a woman possessed in this contest. 3 goals already. It's been everywhere. No goals yet in this second term, though. There is Todman. Falls through her hands. Taylor there as well. Tackled, and another ball up. And 3 minutes to go until half-time. Certainly not been the scoring end of the ground as Creswell follows up her effort with a squirting kick. Falls to Bernacki. And now Hill gathers. Tackled immediately, so gets the handball forward in the Dunn direction. Bernacki follows up. Hill follows up. Here's Creswell. Dispossessed. Hack kick out from the Bombers. The direction of Ewington. Ewington picks that one up. Immediately dispossessed. Getting onto it was Witt. Now to the back of the pack. Creswell with a little bit of space, but only so far as Lanza. Lanza with a kick inside 50. Over the top of Creswell, but follows up really nicely. Squirting ball. Out to Dunn. And now Witt. No one can get clean possession in this one. Well done by Giattini. Gets it into the centre. Here go the Bombers. Opportunity for Nicholson. Off the ground kick in the direction of Whitney. Templar follows up well. Templar good below the knees. Templar kicks it inside 50 in the Todman direction. Todman to the hot spot, looking for, but not quite finding Rosso. Follow up her work though. Handball over the top from Bernacki. Here's Todman again. Todman working her way through the pack. She's slung off the ball. And there'll be a free kick to Jamie Todman, an opportunity for her to kick her 4th goal of this contest. Taking a few liberties with the line of the mark here, Jamie Todman. So Todman will line up and try and go around the corner to kick her 4th goal and Launceston's 5th of this contest. She does. Jamie Todman having a day out at York Park. So Launceston increased their lead to 36. The Bombers still yet to score against this Launceston team as we tick down to the end of the first half. Just slightly too eager by Bernacki in that tackle, and it resulted in Todman having a left-footed attempt, and it just got over the line. Witt down to Lanza, across to the wing, and Eichen tracks it down, but there's the siren. So a 36-point lead for Launceston at halftime, 5-6-36. North Launceston yet to score in this one. Now 4 goals to Todman and 1 to Thompson for Launceston. No goals as yet for the Bombers. Take a break over halftime. We're back to you with the second half of this round 11 game of the Clean Away NTFA Premier League Women's Competition. Launceston leading by 36 points.
Why can I hear myself? I don't know. Hello, here we go. Welcome to UTAS Stadium. About the right level, Hamid? Yep, no worries. I'll turn our effects mic on there. So that's our effects mic. Turn off, turn on. And Tony, down on the boundary, just testing your mic. Good afternoon, Tony.
Yeah, good afternoon. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You're coming through nice and clear.
That's good.
Ground's actually, it's a little bit slippery.
Yeah,
It's
you can't see the surface water anymore, so that's a good start.
Yeah, this ground, well, as you said earlier, drains really well sometimes. And
Is that a bit of blue sky to your left?
yeah, well, the clouds, there's a couple of spots there, and the clouds are a bit whiter rather than grey.
Yep,
So that's not bad.
that's good.
It's going to be interesting. Last week when Hawthorn were here, a few of the players did runs and did bounce to the ball and had no issues with it. So
Yep.
You sort of wonder, don't you?
Yep.
But I think, that feels like water underground. Yeah. Bit of water there. Centre circle's been cut up around the edges. Where the two ruckman G off from, bit of mud.
Yep.
Fair bit of mud out here actually. It's a bit sploshy just here where I am.
Okay.
Just out of the centre circle, so it's going to be an interesting one for the on-ballers, isn't it?
It sure will. You're coming through loud and clear. I've got the paddles up today, so that's good.
All right. I'll just wander over towards the interchange.
So if you just check those couple of numbers, that would be good.
Yeah, that's for Lonnie, wasn't it?
Yep. I think we're going to air in the women's stream, but that's all right. We're not saying anything bad.
Oh, okay. Well, if we are, congratulations to Launceston for kicking 5-6.
36 to zip.
Where I am, it's almost a swimming pool actually. There is
Oh,
water
yeah,
here.
that's where the water was sitting before.
It's still there.
Yeah.
It's probably. I'm surprised you can't see through your binoculars actually.
I probably could have, yeah. It just looks shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was worse earlier, so hopefully it's a trend of drainage.
Hope so.
Yeah. Still got an hour before the game
I'm
starts.
still sploshing a bit actually. Now I've just got out of it.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Okay. I was expecting worse today, so
yeah.
if
Well,
we don't get any more rain.
particularly as that heavy downpour we had earlier on.
Yeah.
That was pretty dramatic. Sort
Absolutely.
of woke me up.
So we'll kick off the men's stream and on radio, City Park Radio at 5 to 4.
Come and join us.
No worries. Thanks, Tony.
Almost. All right. No worries.
Welcome back to round 11 of the Cleanaway NTFA Premier League women's competition, where North Launceston are trailing Launceston at half-time, 5-6-36. North Launceston yet to score. Goals in that first half, 4 goals to Jamie Todman and 1 to Hayley Thompson. As we get going in the second half here at York Park. Witt and Cresswell again to contest the tap. Siren blows and we're away once again. Witt with a tap forward in the Lefebvre direction. Witt follows up her own work. Eichen able to track it down, but there'll be a free kick here to Witt. No pun intended. Witt with a scrubbing ball inside 50. This goes through the legs of Todman. Controlled now through Turner. Spills to Turner. Turner is tackled, and that's holding the ball. Nice tackle applied here by Kemsley. Kemsley going inside 50 in the direction of Johnston, who applies the tackle. We'll get a ball up. North Launceston just struggling to get it anywhere near their forward 50 at the moment. Tap there from Taylor. Off the ground by Brown. Here's Eichen. Carras tracks it down. Nicholson wins the battle on the ground, and North Launceston are away. Groves trying to get clean purchase. Goes between her legs. Lee also fighting in there. White able to mop up. Gets it over to Rossiter, who's legged. And a free kick will be awarded. Xanthi Rossiter. The ball to centre wing. Only so far as Lee. But Lee manages to pick out White. White misses Todman. Followed up by Lanza. Lanza gets it over the top in the direction of Lefebvre. Lefebvre tracking it down. Bit of a stalemate. Umpire says play on. Keating in there with Lee. And we've got a ball up. Witt fighting with Ghiattini. Out to Creswell. Lefebvre. Here's Eichen. Eichen getting it across halfway. Hill will track it down and blind turn around her opponent and burst away with a drop punt inside 50. Todman is lurking. Todman picks it up for number 5. Across the face. And one behind to Jamie Todman. North Launceston heading in the Nicholson direction. Over the top it goes. Todman again in the direction of Hill. Hill beset upon by 2 defenders, and there'll be a ball up. Here's Eichen. Clearing to the centre of the ground, but only so far as White. White across to Lanza. Lanza goes in the direction of Thompson. Now it falls to Taylor. Taylor fumbles, kicks it forward. Clean pickup, beautiful pickup there by Johnston. Over in the direction of Lefebvre, who applies the tackle. Here's Johnston again, off the ground. Ball spills to Lee. And now a clearing kick for the Bombers. Back out to Lanza. Pushed off it is Kemsley. And Lanza smacking it forward. Eichen tracks it down. Back of the pack is Powell. Powell with a nice looking drop punt, but only so far as Hill. Hill fumbles the mark though, manages to recover, is tackled, and a ball up is called by the umpire. Hill. 2 players on her. Can't quite get through the Lee tackle. So well done there by Caitlin Lee. Ball spills to Smith. Following up her work is Eichen. Witt pushes her opponent off the ball and gets a wobbling punt in the Johnston direction. Taylor battling in there as well. Keating. One-on-one with Tudor. Lots of one-on-one contests in this one. And the ball falls to Whitchurch. So Chelsea Whitchurch with an opportunity to kick her first goal of this contest. And Launceston 6th. Managed 4 goals in the first term and just the 1 in quarter number 2. At 30 metres out, directly in front is Whitchurch. Off the side of the boot. Just touched and over the line. That'll be a behind. Kick out. Heads to the pocket. And a ball up as Tudor is tackled. Todman contests the ruck. Dingjan is in there. Hacks it out. Only so far as Keating. Keating with a deft touch in the direction of Lefebvre. Gets the ball taken away from her by Eichen, but then was held without it. So Eichen gets a free kick. And that'll be 50, I believe. So Lefebvre just infringed on the stand rule. Wasn't quick enough to get back to the 50. So Eichen streams forward. This is a 3-on-1. However, Templar is up to the task. Brilliant work there by Shani Templar to beat 3 North Launceston opponents. Creswell and Witt again. Creswell controls the tap, gets it back towards Lee. Here is Lee. Goes off hands, back to Creswell. Tackle applied, and another ball up. Nice tackle applied there by White. Here's Lefebvre making up for her 50-metre penalty that she's conceded just a moment ago. Over in the Thompson direction. But here come the Bombers again. Only so far as Smith. Here's Creswell following up that work. Groves in support. Overlap handball. Can't be controlled. Goes through the hands of Lefebvre, but she's tackled without it. So an opportunity here for Grace Lefebvre. Kick to the outer wing. Todman spills the mark. Follows it up. Gets a drop punt inside 50. Right into the hands of Johnston. Strong hands in wet conditions from Isabella Johnston. He's slightly too far out to score. About 35 metres out on this kick. Will take her best. Top of the square in the direction of Thompson. Thompson picks it up. Gets a handball out. Umpire says that disposal was legal. Fox. A boundary throw in. Halfway point of this third term. 38 plays 0. Hill gets inside 50 with it. Burst of speed. Drop punt. Just fades, and that's a behind for Georgia Hill. Still searching for her first goal of the contest. Working it nicely in the midfield, but not getting real deep work is Georgia Hill, or setting up her teammates in this contest at the moment. Here's Rosso. And a tackle applied, but it's over the shoulder, so infringement and a free kick to Lee. So Lee, right on defensive 50, goes around Rosso and kicks it to the centre wing in the Creswell direction. The ruck takes a mark. Creswell with a high drop punt in the direction of 3 Launceston players. It falls to the back of the pack though, and here's an entry for the Bombers. Tracking it down is Nicholson. Nicholson with a pick-up and a strong tackle applied by Carras. Carras into a 2-on-1. Templar. And there's an infringement on Carras, so a free kick will be applied. Great work there from Ruby Carras to beat her 2 opponents. Find the footy and then earn herself a free kick. Carras goes wider still. Creswell came off her line really well there. Fought for the ball, attacked it. Here comes Creswell versus Carras. Nicholson hacking it into the pocket. Falling in the direction of Branacki. And it will go out of bounds right next to the behind post for North Launceston. Or is it a free kick? It is a free kick. It's a free kick to Branacki. Now, North Launceston did not score in the last contest. Branacki off the side of the boot, top of the square. Icons there. They really don't want to concede a behind. Smith has to. So a minor score for North Launceston. Be Rossiter giving it across to White, who will transition the ball out of defensive 50. White spots Hill to her left. And a pinpoint pass for Georgia Hill, who wants to have a think about it. Lays the boot in, gets it outside 50, and a beautiful kick to Witt, who takes an easy chest mark. Witt up to centre wing with another great pass. This one lands into the lap of Keating. So a nice passage of play here from Launceston. Keating's kick is slightly short, picked up instead by Brown. Will fall in the Creswell direction along with Rosso. Rosso gets what she thought was a handball out, but the umpire saw it as a incorrect disposal. And Creswell takes over. Cleo Creswell, that is. Only so far, though, is White. White to Templar. Templar slips over in these wet, tricky conditions. Creswell goes in hard for it. Tackled hard by White. That's just 2 players who desperately want the ball. Love to see it. Ruck tap by Giannucci. And there's been a free kick. It will go to Dominique Giuttini, as Witt stands the mark. So Giuttini with an opportunity to go inside 50. Does. But right in the hole is Rossiter. Ball spills though. And an attempted goal for North Launceston. Just offline. And the one behind. So North Launceston with a couple of really positive plays in this third term. 2 behinds. They trail it by 37. Templar streams out of defensive 50, looks for and finds Hill. Hill wants the corridor, goes straight through the guts, over the top in the direction of Witt. Controlled there by Thompson. In inside 50 again. Here's Witt. Stands up. Sharks a couple of tacklers. Wants to spit it along the ground. It will head out of bounds right beside the behind post. So again, Launceston moving it end to end. Approaching nearly 3 minutes, around 3 minutes left in this third term. North Launceston registering their first couple of scores in quite a few attempts against North Launceston. Looks like the Bombers might clear it here, although the tackle was applied. It's play on. Here's Rosso. She's tackled, but illegally. So Lucy Rosso will get an attempt to kick a goal from around 25 metres out on a significant angle. Rosso approaches, drop punt on the way, and it will be a behind. Back to a 38-point lead as Groves overruns it. Thompson, now Smith into the hot spot. Really nice track down there from Lefebvre. Lefebvre in the Dunn direction. Hacked out of the air by Taylor. Todman spit it before she had it. It'll be a behind. And Whitney will clear it for North Launceston. Booming kick to Eichen. Well done by Bree Eichen. Been brave today for North Launceston. Over to Creswell. And now finds Eichen. Plays on quickly. Crosses halfway. It's a 2-on-1 though. Tough for Trudgeon. Instead falls to Carras. Backtrack by Creswell. Creswell manages to pick that one up. Then a hospital handball in the direction of Tudor. Didn't really have a chance to get rid of it before she was immediately tackled. And it's a ball up. Creswell, double hand tap down to Groves. Only so far as Lanza. Lanza trying to work with Keating. It's not having the communication between teammates. One will shepherd, but the other one doesn't go for the ball. Both seemingly shepherd in these conditions. Witt is tackled, so we'll have a ball up. Tap down to Smith, who hacks it out, follows up her own work. Blind turn and a handball to nothing. Under tremendous pressure, so didn't give away the free kick. Dumped was Groves. And a really good tackle applied by Keating. So Keating with an opportunity to send this inside 50 for Launceston. Keating with a wobbly punt. Ewington tries to tap it out. Spills to Thompson. Now Johnston fighting. Goes further afield, the Bombers, as the siren sounds. So a 39-point lead to Launceston as we cross the threshold of three-quarter time in this round 11 of the Cleanaway NTFA Premier League women's competition. Launceston leading it by 39 points. We're back with you for the fourth term. Welcome back to round 11 of the Cleanaway NTFA Premier League Women's Competition. Adam Webster with you for this final term here from York Park, where Launceston lead North Launceston by 39 points. A more positive third term for Launceston just gone, with 2 behinds scored. A reminder, they did not score last time these two teams met at Windsor Park earlier in the season. As a really solid tap down by Giattini falls into the hands of Hill. Hill is infringed and there'll be a free kick. Georgia Hill, definitely the best on ground for Launceston in this contest. Kicks it over the head of White. White will track it down along with Dingjan. Dingjan is tackled but gets it away into the back of the pack. Creswell and Ewington combine. Drop punt just falls directly to Georgia Hill again. Hill kicking it towards 50. Handling it now is Todman. Todman with 4 goals in the first half. A scrubbing ball. Now in the direction of Whitchurch. Whitchurch finding Todman. Todman outside of the right boot. Kicks it. 5 goals for Jamie Todman and 6 for Launceston as they extend their lead now to 45 points. It's a good feed here from Whitchurch to Todman. Todman just stepped around. Brunacki tried to catch her but couldn't. And then a lovely little banana finish. Classy from Jamie Todman. Todman with 7 goals heading into this contest today. She's up to 12. I'll put her at about 6th in the competition. Kick from Lee in the direction of Nicholson. Nicholson tackled by 2 players. Standing up in the tackle is Carras. Gets it over to Lefebvre. Burst of speed in the direction of Kemsley. Here's Hill delivering once again with a beautiful drop punt to the painted 50. There's Todman. Put it behind Thompson. Follows up her own work. Does Todman. Todman desperately trying to reach Nicholson. Here's Thompson. Kicks it straight into her opponent. Top of the square type stuff now. Handball from Taylor was legal. Spills out to Nicholson. Nicholson tracks it down. Little handball in the direction of Whitchurch. Whitchurch at the back of the pack fighting for it. Ball spills to Lee. And Lee can clear for the Bombers. Lee over the top. But only so far as Lefebvre. Lefebvre bursts away. Kicks it with the outside of the boot. And now here's Witt. Lefebvre will follow up. Handball over the top because she was pressured very well by the defender. Lefebvre provides the tackle. Creswell now for North Launceston into the centre of the ground. But here's Hill. Hill getting it inside 50 once again. And now a mark. And an opportunity for Launceston to go forward. Little chipping ball. Is just beyond Todman. Handball on the ground. Hill takes it in the Todman direction. She has 5. Bursting away. Getting it to Johnston. Johnston with the finish. It's a behind. Around the grounds in contests today, Deloraine 85 to Longford 1. South Launceston and Scottsdale were locked in a top of the table clash. South Launceston just winning by 9 points. South Launceston, of course, first, as we're right into the red zone for Launceston. Mopped up again by Lee. But there'll be a free kick here. Right, play on. Brown for North Launceston. Kicks it to centre wing. Templar. Fighting with Nicholson. Now Rossiter. Follows it up, but got her opponent high, and Creswell will get the kick. Creswell with a short ball in the Icon direction. Icon from 50. Over the top. Ball end over end. Getting in the direction of Trudgeon. Rossiter. Now spills to Tudor. Launceston able to clear through Carras. Here's Todman. 5 goals, but has backtracked quite well. Sells Little Candy. Steps around her opponent. Now in the direction of Dunn. Dunn is caught. Good tackle applied by Dingjan. There'll be a ball up. He's done. Creswell tackled. And another ball up. So Witt, double hand down. Handball from Lee. Falls to Tudor into the centre of the ground. Can't quite be handled there by Keating. Creswell follows up. Running over the top of it was Tudor. Spilling out was Lefebvre. There's been a free kick. Go the way of North Launceston. It'll be Ella Creswell, who's been prolific with the ball today. Creswell with a nice kick to Lee. Lee just tries to step around her opponent of White, and White was having none of it. Here's Templar hugging the boundary line with a really nice kick there for Todman. Todman gets it away further forward. Ball spills. Stepping around was Dingjan. Dingjan managed to get it to a teammate who immediately goes in the direction of Ewington. Takes a nice mark right on centre wing. Ewington spots Icon and finds Icon. So another chance for North Launceston to send the ball forward. Fox couldn't quite track that one down. Attempts again. Templar off the ball. With one hand behind her back. Gets it outside 50. Ewington gets it in the Templar direction again. Fights her way out of the pack. Now over the top. And Rosso takes it over. Kemsley overruns it. Witt, but straight to Creswell. Creswell looking for Icon. Defended really nicely by Smith. Here's Fox. Fox getting it inside 50. Here's Groves. Groves could finish. Groves with a behind. Wonderful chance for North Launceston to kick their first goal. Groves couldn't quite finish that one. Launceston attempt to clear, and there'll be a free kick plucked out of this one. And an opportunity for Smith. Lefebvre. It's right to the boundary line. Kemsley tracks it down. Creswell gets it over the top to Dingjan. Dingjan now to Rosso. Tracking it down is Lee. Pushed off it is Dunn. Tackle applied and a ball up right near the 50-metre line for Launceston. Halfway through this final term, a 45-point margin. Coming away with it is Lefebvre. Lefebvre in the direction of Hill. Hill can't quite take the mark. follows up her own work, though. Wheels around to Johnston. Johnston taps it forward. Follows up. Johnston in close. And gets the goal. Isabella Johnson with her first of the day. She's worked hard. Kicked her behind earlier in this term. And is now rewarded for all of her effort inside forward 50 this afternoon at York Park. So a game-high 51-point margin. We have less than 8 minutes to play here at York Park this afternoon. The men's game, of course, following this one at 4 p.m. Eichen. Only so far as Lefebvre. Carras in there as well. Ball stops dead in that wet spot. Right on the logo of the wing. Rosso fights for it. Now getting it to Fox. Lee. Can't do much with it either. Out to Creswell, who's been brave all day. And there's a ball up. Witt fights over the top. Giattini gets the tap. Ball spills to Lefebvre, who's tackled really well. No Pryor, though. Johnston. Now to Hill. Hill inside 50. Bursting away to the hot spot. There's a 2-on-1 here for Launceston. However, the ball will just fall across the line for one behind. So Georgia Hill set that up well for teammates, but it just carried on a little too long, did that ball. As Cleo Cresswell will take it outside 50. Here's Eichen. To centre wing, a hard contest in there from Carras. And that will be a ball in. $52-point margin here to Launceston. Creswell over the back of the pack. That might be a free kick to North Launceston as Creswell was held without it. It is. So Ella Creswell has been good today, as has Bree Eichen. Eichen on the right foot. Spots and finds Groves, who spills the mark but is still able to get the kick away into the pocket. Fighting for it is Cashin. Now it'll be Groves again. Groves with a quick handball. Groves with a third effort. In there is Rossiter. Rossiter, but only so far, is Ewington. Ewington 40 metres out. An opportunity to get North Launceston right deep into goal. Kicks a drop punt. Through the hands. And now spills to Turner. Turner across the face. Hits the behind post. And it will be a boundary throw in. So winding down to 4 minutes to go in this contest. Creswell taps it over the back. Eichen's in there as well. Creswell follows up. Groves and Turner. Groves again. Going backwards, which suited Keating just fine and suits Launceston just fine because Lanza taps it back to Hill. Hill spinning around and getting collected. Tudor over to Eichen. Eichen just off the side of the boot and will be out of bounds. And a throw in inside 50 again for North Launceston, who've had some really positive moments in this second half. They've been close to scoring their first goal in some weeks. is White and Creswell. Front of the pack is Groves. Groves kicks and does goal. Emma Groves scores the first goal for North Launceston today and the first goal for North Launceston since the 7th of June when they scored one goal against South Launceston in that contest. They have had a tough streak the last 4 weeks. They did not score against Launceston, then they scored 1 point against Scottsdale, and then last week it was 3 points against Deloraine. But well done to the Bombers. They're at 139, and they've fought right till the end of this game, which is great to see. So a 46-point victory as Lefebvre gets it forward, but chopped off really nicely there by Brenacki. Brenacki with a high up and under, but her teammate is equal to the task. That's Caitlin Lee, who's been pretty good today too for the Bombers. Groves, who kicked that goal. Sockers repeatedly, immediately tackled hard by White. And White has been a hard and tough player for Launceston today. Under 2 minutes to go. White kicks it up past centre wing. Nicholson. Thompson. Creswell has it there. Creswell follows up. Handball out the back to Lee. Lee with a bit of space in the direction of Turner, who overran it. Ball spills to Eichen. Eichen paddles it forward and then follows up. Good tackle applied, but only so far as Hill. Hill kicks it into the centre of the ground. Here's Witt. Witt, as we tick down to a minute remaining in this contest, finds Dunn. Right on 50, about 55 metres out. Can Dunn find a target inside 50? Kicks it into the pocket. This one almost out of bounds. Todman fighting for it and has hurt herself. A bit of cramp there for Jamie Todman, it looks like. Whitney. Hopefully not a calf. Creswell. And here's Lee. At 20 seconds remaining, Launceston will record their 7th win of the season as they squirt the ball forward only so far as Brenacki and Ewington. This goes a bad bounce straight over the top. Rossiter. And now to Rosso. And there's the siren. A 46-point victory to Launceston, but some really positive signs for a North Launceston team that has been unable to find a goal for some weeks. They did in that final term of this contest. Launceston winners by 46 points on the day, 7-13-55 to 1-3-9. Goal kickers, Jamie Todman with 5 goals for Launceston, singles to Isabella Johnston and Hayley Thompson. For North Launceston, right at the death there with about 5 minutes to go, Emma Groves was able to get one through the big sticks and 1 goal to North Launceston. So a 46-point victory. We'll hand it over to the City Park Radio team for the second half of our doubleheader. It was Launceston beating North Launceston by 46 points. I'm Adam Webster. Thanks for being with me this afternoon. Bye-bye.